everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Taylor and I have been on YouTube for 10 years this month. Well, actually this past month, I forgot we're in September now. August marks 10 years of me being on YouTube. And throughout these 10 years, when I started my channel, I was 14, I'm now 24. So you just basically see the evolution of me as a person. Although I really enjoy talking about fashion and fitness and makeup and all things that are aesthetically pleasing, I also like to talk about real world issues, topics that really touch deep on who we are as people and why we are who we are. So I wanted to kind of sit down and chat with you a little bit because I think this is something that may not have ever been announced on my channel, and it is kind of a component of why I am who I am. And that is basically that at a young age, and my young age is still 24, but at a young age, I started losing many of my family members. So now at the age of 24, I've experienced 8 losses in my life. And I think that experiencing death is one of the most challenging and also growth-provoking periods of your life. The first real hit, I would say, kind of came when I was a little bit older. I think I was 11, and that's when I lost my papa. And it was a very quick loss because he got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and in 6 months was taken from the cancer. But before that, I had lost a great aunt, a great grandmother, and an aunt and an uncle. And a lot of these deaths have been stemmed from cancer. You guys also know, if you are viewers of my channel, that I lost my dad when I was 16 years old. He also died from cancer, but it was kind of one of those crazy experiences that although he was sick, my mother took care of him and he lived with us again, and we were a family even though my parents were a divorced couple. He came back in and lived with us and we were able to share that experience as a family again. So although that may not be the case for many people, that was kind of the bittersweet experience I had of having to lose my dad. I got to have him a part of my life in a way that I hadn't had him in a very long time. So that was a very, very challenging time of my life, especially, you know, being a sophomore in high school, having to deal with kind of how am I gonna go on without this very important person in my life, experiencing all of these monumental moments in my life. How am I gonna do that without one of the core people? So that was very hard. I do have a video on my channel about losing my dad. If you do want to check it out, maybe you're experiencing something similar, you can hear a little bit more about my experience. I will put that link above. And then as I continued growing older, I also lost my grandpa, which again was very challenging. He was someone that was, you know, very prominent in my life as well, was taking care of me when I was younger, you know, always came and brought me and my brother donuts and pizza and, you know, attended all of my school events. One of the heavier losses I've experienced as of recent, it'll be 6 months, I think this month. It was March, April, May, June, July, August. Actually, it was 6 months last month in August. I lost my grandma to cancer as well. She also was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. It was something that she knew something was wrong, but kind of delayed going to the doctor a little bit. And by the time she did go to the doctor, it was a little too late. So that's another kind of keynote I want to mention. If you do think that something's wrong with your body, chances are you need to listen to it. We are given this intuition for a reason. If you think something is off about your body, it probably is. So definitely listen to it and definitely go seek help if you can. If it is within your budget, go see a doctor. Losing my grandma was again very challenging because it was, although a quick death, she died again in 6 months from pancreatic cancer, it was also a very slow death. It was something that I had to almost remove myself from emotionally because it was turning me into a wreck. Throughout the years, I have become very close with my grandma, and she was someone that I talked to like a friend, talked to her about all of my life experiences, my boy drama, what's going on at work, how's your love life, she'd ask me. Again, we all know it's non-existent, but she was someone I became very close with. So to watch her be such an independent, very healthy woman turn into someone who was very fragile and sick and basically had to be taken care of, which was not her style at all, was something that was very eye-opening to me, and something that again has consistently been changing me as a person. Every time we experience these loss, we see a side of ourselves that we may not know we're, one, capable of showing, or two, capable of growing through. When she was diagnosed, I was, like I mentioned, a wreck. I didn't know, how am I going to go through this again? Why did life put these unfortunate circumstances on me time after time after time? And it's a question that I still battle with sometimes. Why do some people get sick versus others? And you know, sometimes it could be something so quick. You know, why do some people deal with automobile accidents, or you know, just kind of their heart decides to give up? These are questions we will never have the answer to. It's just kind of the evolution of life. And I feel like going through such hard circumstances sometimes makes you realize, one, how precious life is, and two, how valuable the people are around you. For that matter, if I'm in a fight with someone, I never hang up on them without calling them back and saying, hey, I'm sorry, I love you, I care about you. I will never leave someone hanging if I'm not in a good place with them. That is just something that has been a part of me throughout my life. I always make sure I end things on good terms. I always let people know how I feel about them. Sometimes we're so scared to show vulnerability and to kind of like announce to the world who we are or how we're feeling. And I find that feeling emotions is kind of something that's what makes us human. If you don't feel these emotions, if you don't grow through these emotions, you're gonna be a stark wall. So if I'm feeling a type of way, I share that with who I'm around. I share that with the person that maybe I'm feeling that type of way towards, because I never want to sit in a feeling for too long. I never want to be in a mood for too long. I think that life is way too short to be anything less than happy. And here we go with the cliche quotes. But you know, sometimes cliche quotes, they're cliche quotes for a reason. It's because they're very valuable and they're very true. So the reason why I kind of wanted to jump on here real quick and just give you a little bit of insight as to, you know, why I am who I am, what I've gone through growing up, and how just kind of losing my family slowly but surely has kind of made me into a person that almost forgets what a family is like, because I've slowly but surely lost the majority of them. And I know that one day, hopefully, my partner has a big family and I can include that into my family. You know, I have a very, very strong relationship with my mother. And so if it wasn't for her, I don't know, my mother and I's relationship really has solidified me and has allowed me to grow up to be this individual that I'm proud of. And I think that we all just need to take a moment and to appreciate everybody that we are given. We need to appreciate all the moments that we are given with them and realize that it could be taken away at any second. Sometimes we think that, you know, it may be an illness that we're striked with, and that's kind of how, you know, we get to brace ourselves for the end of life. But sometimes we're not given that warning. Sometimes it's just, you know, bad place at the bad timing, and you don't get to say bye. So make sure that any relationship you have, whether it's broken, whether it's in a good place, always be in a good place with that person. Always make sure that you're leaving a conversation or you're leaving an environment with good intentions, with a good headspace, and with a good heart. So the reason for this video is that I'm actually going to the National Cemetery today with my mom, because my grandma's headstone is ready now. So her and my papa have been buried together. So my papa, his ashes were not going to be put into the ground until my grandma was put in the ground with him. So now we're gonna go visit them. And in that cemetery, my grandpa and my father are also there as well. So I wanted to come on here definitely before I went to the cemetery, because I know that going there is always a very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very surreal feeling, knowing that these are people that once and still do mean so much to me, but they're just in a different physical form now. So know that just because you've lost someone, it doesn't mean they're gone. They're just in a different space. I'm a big believer in, you know, spirits and energy, and that your souls last forever. And there's many times that I get signs from, you know, my dad, or I just had a dream about my grandma and papa the other day. So anytime I get these signs or these moments or these feelings that they're around, I really do cherish them, because they're people I miss very much, and that's the only way I get to say hi to them for now, until I get to see them again. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a story time. It may have been a little bit somber, but I think it's important to talk about these these real life issues. Everybody deals with loss, and how you deal with it and how you go through it is definitely what's going to solidify your character. And you need to go through it with people that you care about. You need to go through it with love and know that you will get through it. It may seem like your world is crashing down, and trust me, I've been there 8 times of my world crashing down with people around me, not making it through this journey of life with me. But I realized that everything happens for a reason. It only makes you into a stronger person, and you will see them again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. Would you like to hear more story times from me and kind of challenges that I've overcome as now an adult? What would you guys like to see on my channel? Please let me know with some feedback down below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye. Mwah.